And just like that, we lost about $150,000. It's a seller's worst nightmare. The buyers sign a firm offer, we breathe a sigh of relief, and everyone looks forward to closing day. And then just as the finish line is in sight, the buyer walks away. We had no idea that firm unconditional offers could walk away. It all started when we decided to buy our dream house. At the time, we owned 2 properties. We had a townhouse and an investment property. We had been working so hard and finally felt like we were really getting ahead in life. So we wanted to make an investment together into our future. So we were going to sell both of our properties and take the equity from that and double down into our forever home. I will never forget when we found the house. It had everything. It was honestly a fairy tale. It had a wine cellar, it had a ravine lot, it was a 3-car garage. It was honestly everything that we wanted, and getting it was right within our sights. We had all the visions for the future, the pool that would go into the backyard, the graduation ceremonies, the garden parties. We made some good financial decisions, and it really seemed like everything was finally about to pay off in our dream house. And then an absolute disaster hit. We found out the day before closing day that the buyer's pre-approval didn't matter. They didn't have financing and they couldn't close on our house. And just like that, we lost about $150,000. We were devastated. We needed the equity from our house so we could close on the new one that we bought. I don't think you can ever fully understand how much emotional stress this caused us. Most people our age just don't have an extra $150,000 lying around that they can access. What was supposed to be the happiest and biggest moment of our life turned into one of the biggest financial nightmares, and we almost lost everything. I looked at my husband and I was like, isn't there an insurance policy that we bought for something like this? And he just sat there and said, no, there's not. And I could not believe that the biggest purchase of our life did not offer any kind of protection for us. We found out the day before closing that the seller's pre-approval didn't matter. They just didn't have financing and they couldn't close on our house. I remember being in complete and total shock. What do you mean the buyers are backing out? Like, how can they do that? We have a firm offer. They made a deposit. It didn't matter. Little did we know, the deposit actually does very little. We couldn't even use the deposit to cover any of the added expenses. We desperately needed the equity out of our house to complete the sale of our dream home, and now we would have to start all over again with the sale of our house. To say we were devastated is an understatement. Neither of us knew that firm offers could just walk away. We were left completely shocked with absolutely no idea what to do. I remember the lawyer telling us we were now liable to of our dream house. And in that moment, we realized that we were on the hook for over $150,000 for 2 mortgages, extra taxes, carrying costs, and all of the equity that we've spent years building was about to be washed away. This is something called buyer default. We learned about it on that day, and it happens often. But for us, it changed absolutely nothing. At the end of the day, we were still on the hook to buy our dream house, even though we didn't have the money from the sale of our house to buy it anymore. After weeks of living in what felt like a complete nightmare, we managed, with the help of some family members, to complete the purchase of our dream home, which was a massive, massive relief. But that was far from the end of the story. Our house that we were trying to sell sat on the market for months and months. And all throughout that time, we had to cover the cost of 2 properties all at once. And we ended up losing about $150,000. The whole ordeal caused sleepless nights. It caused so much stress. It caused fighting between us. And it was just devastating. It was one of the scariest times of our entire lives. Moving into our forever home was supposed to be the happiest moment of our life and one of our biggest investment returns. and it turned into a nightmare that almost made us lose everything.